Hello, reaction here video. Today we're going to take a look at the best team for the Master League by ChatGPT, our favorite website to find our best teams here. Of course, still this is from 2021 basically, so like some Pokemon that I knew are not in there. I think Excadrill didn't have Drill Run even back then, so it's going to be also a different one. I think actually it had Drill Run, didn't have Mudshot yet. So we're going to face here a Dialga in the team as well, not in the lead. I don't going to use it in the lead. We're going to have a Metagross, which we're going to use in the lead, and also as a Pokemon in the back here, we're going to have our Gyarados. So Metagross, Gyarados, and Dialga as the top team for the Open Master League. This is going to be an interesting one. Let's go right into the games now, as we're going to start here with our Metagross in the lead. We have an Yveltal against us. This is horrendous. Exactly not what we wanted to have. What I felt like when I played the games was that I had a lot of lag actually. Just in the first set, I restarted my phone afterward. I think it was okay, but I think I had like one game, which I at least remember, which I kind of lost due to lag, I think, where my Dialga just wasn't able to get all the fast moves in. But still, this team actually, funny enough, spoiler alert, worked out pretty well. I went positive. I played 2 sets with this. I went positive on both of them. You see every single game I played with this team. There's nothing cut out, and we can take a look on how it's gonna go here. We're going to be able to farm down the Zacian as we face the Excadrill coming in. Of course, we're going to go ahead and catch the move here. Goodbye Drill Run, going to go into the Void as we see the Yveltal coming in here, allowing us to shield the move up. It's going to be a Dark Pulse doing a ton of damage as we go ahead and go for the Awkward Tail now. Awkward Tail going to do some nice damage as well, going to get the shield though, and I might be able to force another shield later. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to overfarm a little bit. I'm going to try to go for 2 Awkward Tails there. Most likely they're going to let this move go through, saving the last shield for the Excadrill here, and that's exactly what they do. They might even let this move go through because I know I have an Earthquake stored. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to swap out. I'm going to go for 1 Meteor Mash. Sadly, not yet as a second one, but we're still going to outspeed them here to the next one, and this will knock them out. So this is going to be a very good game there. Goodbye opponent, first game, first win. Next game coming up, we're going to see here the Metagross against Dragonite. A very decent lead for us, especially as we have 2 Dragon Breath users in the back, so Dragonite doesn't really have a way to go. Actually, no, I forgot again. It's not Dragon Breath on the Gyarados, it is the move Dragon Tail. I think I have it wrong on that side again, so maybe I forgot about changing it again, or maybe I do change it. Who knows about that one yet, but we will be able to go ahead and go against this matchup now with the Metagross. Our Gyarados will be able to survive most of the moves. I can go for 1 Crunch and get them most likely pretty low as well, as we will see here that we can farm them all the way down actually. We still have a move stored now. We can go for the charge move against the Dragonite. Gonna get them low as well. Amazing matchup for us so far, and we see the Excadrill coming in, and this is horrible. This is the exact Pokemon that I didn't want to face here. Excadrill is basically the only real core breaker for this team, I feel like. Maybe fighting types, but not even fighting types are that bad because the Metagross is pretty neutral against them. But this is basically the worst possible Pokemon to face, and of course we're going to face it here, so it's going to be awkward. We're going to sadly not be able to get to another Awkward Tail here, and this is going to lose us the game basically. We were basically 1 HP away, I think, from getting to the next Awkward Tail. And if we just had this 1 HP point more and he couldn't farm me down with the Mudshot, we would have been able to easily win this game here. But like this, sadly, this will not happen, and we're going to have to forfeit there. But so far so good. We're going to face the Groudon now against us. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm going to catch the move here on our Gyarados. Usually Gyarados is our safe swap, but I take the free energy on this Pokemon here. Dragon Tail coming through here, going to be able to do some nice damage against the Dialga. And I will be able to go ahead and go for 1 Crunch. Crunch going to go through, does do a lot of damage as well, forcing them to throw still a charge move here as well, which is amazing. And we will be able to now see that the Dialga is coming in here, going to be able to farm down. I thought this was most likely an Iron Head. I'm still going to shield just in case, and it was sadly an Iron Head. So still, we are 1 shield down now. We don't have switch advantage, but we have at least still our Dialga here, which has some play. Going to shield this move up. Very likely that it's going to be an Earthquake. I think this is the game where I lagged a little bit. I think this is a problem as well when I speed up games by 2. If you have a 1-turn lag, that's basically 0.25 seconds. Yeah, I think I would have got to the move in time without the small lag that you saw, like maybe there. But like if you have it on half of the speed, you would most likely see it a little bit better. We see the Reshiram coming in here. But if I had the Iron Head stored already, I would have been way better off. If I had if the Iron Head would have went through there. But here I will be able to still go for an Earthquake. Sadly, doesn't knock them out. They barely get there with 1 HP and NiRiain. 2 of the Fusion Flare knocked me out there, which was super unfortunate because I feel like I would have been able to win this with without the small lag there at the Dialga, which most likely you don't see if you have 2 times speed on there, because I always speed up my gameplay. Horrible one here, we're going to have an X-Card roll against us immediately, basically after we lost the lead as well, so this is going to be not a good run for us. Make a mistake here, show in for the Draco Meteor. Doesn't matter because they're going to shield up anyway, because they know that they would lose this matchup, but it does not really make too much sense to go for the bait there. I'm gonna go back into my Metagross. No, I'm actually gonna go into my Gyarados. It's just such a bad scenario for me right now in general. They have so much energy here. I cannot try to catch a move, but they have already so much. It's basically game over already. We're not really going to go ahead and have a great match up here. We're still gonna go for the Awkward Tail, as this one will knock them out, as they're actually going to no shield as well. Basically knowing that they're most likely going to have a great time against me in the back. It's going to be Mewtwo. I tried to catch the move, they didn't have to throw, they don't throw, and they're going to be having a great time here. I actually wanted to already forfeit here right now, but actually one Shadow Ball doesn't knock me out there, which I didn't expect, so I can still get to another move and at least can try, but the likelihood of me winning this game is very slim at this point of time. I don't have a boost move, I don't have anything that's really on my side right now, as I still get to one Omnius win, putting me in Side Strike range, and this is going to be a good game. Sad, but so far so bad, but I still went 3-2 in my first set, which is kind of nice, so it's mostly going to be a win soon. Again, games are randomized, so it could also be that the first and the second set is kind of mixed in between. Every time I put just the gameplay into my editing program, it just randomizes it for whatever reason. Actually, I have no idea why it does that, but it's never in order. Same with if I try to put in music or whatever in a bunch, if I have a bulk imported, it's kind of awkward here. Also, you see some more lag. That was, I think, the game before. I think that was the 4th game that I actually played. I think it's now the 6th or 5th game that is actually shown here, so it's always a little bit random, but here we're still going to be able to get to another Iron Head. That's very nice. I actually not going to be not going to best buddy my Dialga ever here, I think, because I have 100 Dialgas still in my storage right now, and I will be able to use that eventually anyway when I get Max Alchemy. When it comes back, I need 200 Max Alchemy or something, so then I'll just have 2 maxed out Dialga, which I think is also fine. We see the opponent coming in here with the Yveltal. It's going to be a close one here. I don't really want to throw 2 charge moves onto this Yveltal, so I'm going to swap out now, and I can farm him down with the Gyarados. They have their own Metagross in the back. This is a good game already here. I'm just going to go straight for the crunch. This is even going to get the debuff as far as I know exactly, and I will be able to go for one Awkward Tail. It's actually funny, I played this game 2 days ago, so I still know most of them, and this will knock them out already, which is cool. And we won that one. Next game, we're going to see a Dialga in the lead. Very decent lead for us. I definitely like to stay in here and just play it out. If they have Zacian in the back, they usually just stay in here anyway. I can just go ahead and go for the bait. They're actually gonna go ahead and go for the Iron Head. Very good bait by the opponent as well, as we can go ahead, hopefully get the shield back here, but they're actually going to decide to let this move go through, which is awkward. We have to go for another Meteor Mash now. This Meteor Mash going to do some pretty decent damage, putting them into range. Actually, I could have farmed them down with my Metagross as well, I think. But now we see the Zacian coming in. I shouldn't throw my charge move immediately. They're going to throw the charge move first, which is nice. Going to be the close combat, and they're going to don't swap out. They actually thought they might want to swap out here. I can go for the Iron Head, easily knocking them out if they wouldn't want to shield, but they do shield, and they still have to shield another time here because we can still get to another move, which is amazing, as we can go ahead and now go into our Metagross here. I should most likely shield this move up. I didn't, which was maybe a mistake, as we see now the Giratina coming in, and this is going to be a close one. I can go for the crunch. I have Dragon Tail, so we have 2 super effective moves. They're going to go straight for the Shadow Ball. It's a good thing I shielded this one. Crunch coming through now, but it's going to be a tough one. I can have to try to knock them out in time. I go for the Awkward Tail here. Maybe I should have let them go for the Shadow Ball first. Not sure. But now we don't have energy. The Zacian still has so much energy, and they're going to be able to go for a charge move here. They either have Wild Charge or Play Rough. It's Play Rough. It knocks me out here. I guess I had to try to farm all the way down with the Giratina. That was my only play really of winning this. I think it still wouldn't have worked because I think Gyarados is still too squishy for the Open Master League, but it's still fine. We will see here the next opponent going to go ahead, go into the Dialga. I will be able to go for one charge move here as well. The Meteor Mash is coming through. We're going to get the shield, which is amazing. And I'm forcing them to throw as well. They're going to most likely go for an Iron Head, so I'm going to let this move go through. If they went for a Draco Meteor, so be it. I can farm down with my own Dialga then, and that would be fine as well. They're going to go ahead and go for another Iron Head, forcing me to throw my own Iron Head here, sadly, because I don't have the bulk point against the opponent. They always do one more fast move damage because I'm not best buddied. But yeah, I have already a best buddied Dialga basically waiting around. I just needed to come back into raids once more and I should be fine. As we see the close comment coming through here, we're going to be able to shield this move up. They're going to go into the Yveltal. They will be able to shield this move anyway. Like, there's no way that they're not going to shield this one. And they're going to shield this one. And I'm going to try to catch the move. He had some lag, but I was lucky that I was still able to swap out in time. Dark Bolt's coming through. I got the fast move through as well, which is amazing. And I can go for the Awkward Tail in time. The lag is real here right now. We will see that the Awkward Tail coming through going to do some nice damage. They're going to overfarm. Very smart decision. But you look at the lag. It's like wild. Very clunky gameplay here right now. I will be able to go into my Dialga though and snipe them with one Iron Head as far as I can see as they swap out, because also again I couldn't swap into my real Pokemon. I will be able to get them low. I can swap into my Metagross, I can farm them down, I can go for the finishing blow here with the Media Mesh. Good game there, even like couldn't stop this ChatGPT team there. Best AI ever. Actually, like honestly, with the best teams so far, I think other than the Weather Cup, this actually did a great job with it. I think I always went positive with the teams that this suggested me for the best teams, other than Weather Cup. Weather Cup was horrendous, like not gonna lie, that was completely horrendous, but you saw that already from like basically the beginning. I think I didn't realize that the Weather Cup was 1500 CP. I don't know where they otherwise would have gave me Rhyperior and the Chandelure. So we will be able to go for an Awkward Tail here to knock out the Landorus, which is nice. Dialga came back in here. I can go for a Crunch. This Crunch going to hopefully debuff them. 33% chance, of course not. But I will be able to try to catch the move here, at least on the Metagross. Awkward play by me. This is actually one of the first games that I played. I think that was like the second game that I played here. So it's super far back. You see how randomized this is. Or also a horrible decision by me to go for my Metagross now. I try to bait them here with the Media Mesh because I know that I get to 2 moves anyway. And sadly they don't fall for this one and they don't fall for the next one either. But it allows me to farm it down with my own Dialga. It's going to be an awkward one, but I think I can still take one Draco Meteor here. Let's see, it's going to be a Draco Meteor coming through. And we can go into our Gyarados. We have 2 Awkward Tails stored. And this is fine for us. Awkward Tail going to knock out the Dialga. The second one here, at least, after the shield went down. And this is going to be a very good game. Yo, next game, we're going to have here the Zacian in the lead. Very good lead there. Zacian is a very common Pokemon, so Metagross is a very good Pokemon to answer this. They're going to go ahead and go for one Charge move first, meaning they have not the best answers for this Pokemon in the back, and they have a Dialga. This is definitely not the best answer for this Pokemon. I will be able to go ahead, go for one Media Mesh here, trying to get the shield advantage, and I will be able to get my shield back, basically going for the swap perfectly into my Gyarados. Do they go for the Draco Meteor? They do go for the Draco Meteor. Which is interesting because now I can go into my own Dialga. I will be able to farm all the way down. I have to shield one more, like one more move I have to shield for sure. But we already got the Zacian to range for one Iron Head, so it doesn't really matter too much. And I will be able to get so much energy here right now. If the Zacian comes back in, which is going to be the case, I can go for the Iron Head. I still have another one stored. I have energy stored on my own Metagross. They're gonna go ahead and go for the shield. I can go for another charge move. I don't really care about that one. And we will be able to go ahead and knock them out. In comes the Yveltal, and this is looking pretty decent, as at least I thought, but I should have went for the Iron Head. I don't know why I didn't go for the Iron Head. Now it's going to be an awkward one. We have to go for one charge move here. We have to hope that this knocks them out. It doesn't. Can we outspeed them? We just barely can outspeed them and knock them out with another Media Mesh coming their way. Goodbye there. Next opponent, we will see Metagross against Dialga. Very good lead. In general, Metagross seems to be a very solid lead right now. Like, I can highly recommend you Metagross on the lead. Beats so many Pokemon, beats basically the main meta right now. A very strong lead here to use. They're going to go ahead and go straight for Thunder, which means they take a little bit... I think Thunder is a little bit more than... Actually, I think it's a little bit less than the Draco Meteor. I think it's like 60 energy and Draco Meteor 65. But this will allow me definitely to just know, and I can just go ahead, go for the Media Mesh, farm down, realign my Pokemon, and we will see coming in the Giratina, allowing me to swap out into my own Dialga, seeing the Zacian coming in. Not really surprised by it, but I'm definitely happy about it, as I can go for an Iron Head. I wasn't sure if I would survive a charge move from them from this range anymore, because they had the Shadow Claw coming through against me. But this close combat is coming through, we will survive it, and we're still going to not get to another move. That's kind of sad. As I have to let this move go through, we have to believe in the Gyarados. Do you believe in the Gyarados? I do believe in the Gyarados. Let's see. We can go ahead, go for the Awkward Tail here. This is going to be an interesting one. Awkward here going to get this first shield here for sure. We're going to be able to let this first move go through. Do they bait us here? They do bait us here. We're going to play like 5D chess here against the opponent, as we can go ahead and go for another awkward here. This will get the final hit of the opponent, and can I reach another awkward here in time? This is going to be the question of the day. They're going to go for another Omnius Wind bait, and we can get there in time, and this will knock out the opponent. ChatGPT done it again, 6-4 with this team, amazing stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, leave a like.